Yes, sir, I'd be happy to. Commissioner Crohan,
Present.
Commissioner Baldry,
Present.
Commissioner Hatcher,
Present.
Commissioner Lathers,
Lathers present.
Commissioner McCord,
Present.
Commissioner Richter,
Present.
Commissioner Rose,
Present.
Commissioner Sanders,
Present.
and Chairman Lackey.
Present. Thank you, sir. We need a motion to hold this meeting virtually due to COVID-19. Is there a motion? Anyone?
Don Crohan, I'll make the motion that this meeting be done because of COVID. Virtually.
Thank you, sir.
Second.
Thank you for the second. Mike?
Commissioner Crohan,
Yes.
Commissioner Baldry,
Yes.
Commissioner Hatcher,
Yes.
Commissioner Lathers,
Yes.
Commissioner McCord,
Yes.
Commissioner Richter,
Yes.
Commissioner Rose,
Yes.
Commissioner Sanders,
Yes.
and Chairman Lackey.
Yes. Motion carries. Thank you. Staff announcements.
Yes, sir, I do have a couple of announcements. The first of which is that, as I mentioned in an email to you recently, there's going to be a joint workshop with the Planning Commission and the County Commission. That's going to be on the 22nd of this month at 5:30. That'll be held via WebEx. And if you haven't already received the invitation from the mayor's office on that, you will shortly. The purpose of that meeting is to talk about the implementation of the recently adopted comprehensive land use plan. So as you know, there are a number of zoning changes that will be before you at your October meeting, and which will be before the County Commission at their November meeting. And so the purpose of the workshop on the 22nd is to kind of give you some background regarding those, share some information with you about the process, and also the content of those various zoning changes. So I hope all of you can attend that on the 22nd. The other announcement is that we do have some revised reports. I think those were sent out to you earlier. Those are for items 28 and 29, and that's all I have.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Consideration of the minutes of August 13th. Any corrections or changes? I hear none.
And I move
Motion?
we accept the minutes as written.
I second it. Robin Baldry.
Thank you, ma'am. Motion made and seconded. Mike, call the roll, please. Mike?
My apologies, I was muted. Commissioner Crohan,
Yes.
Commissioner Baldry,
Yes.
Commissioner Hatcher,
Yes.
Commissioner Lathers,
Yes.
Commissioner McCord,
Yes.
Commissioner Richter,
Yes.
Commissioner Rose,
Yes.
Commissioner Sanders,
Yes.
and Chairman Lackey.
Yes. Motion carries. Thank you. Consideration of the consent agenda. Anyone wishing to pull an item for separate discussion, please say so now. Otherwise, we'll take it as a whole. Mr. McCord, you.
Yeah.
Yes, Chairman Lackey, this is McCord. I need to recuse for the vote on this consent agenda, please.
Thank you, sir. You are excused. Consent, staff.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is Joe Horn. Begin with item 3, Bell Vista, section 3, maintenance bond for roads, drainage, and erosion control, $200,000. Recommendation, extended current amount for 1 year. Item 4, Burning Tree Farm, Section 2, performance bond for roads, drainage, and erosion control, $198,000. Recommendation, extend the current amount for 1 year. Item 6, Falls Grove, Section 2, maintenance bond for roads, drainage, and erosion control, $250,000. Recommendation, extend the current amount for 1 year. Item 7, Farms at Clovercroft, Section 2, maintenance bond for roads, drainage, and erosion control, $225,000. Recommendation, extend the current amount for 1 year. Item 8, Farms at Clovercroft, Section 3, maintenance bond for roads, drainage, and erosion control, $310,000. Recommendation, extend the current amount for a period of 1 year. Item 9, Farms at Clovercroft, Section 3, maintenance bond for water, $11,625. Recommendation, release the bond. Item 10, Fox and Canyon, Section 1, maintenance bond for roads, drainage, and erosion control, $300,000. Recommendation, extend in current amount for a period of 1 year. Item 11, Fox and Canyon, Section 2, performance bond for sewer, $224,735. Recommendation, reduce the maintenance in the amount of $67,400 for a period of 6 months. Item 12, Fox and Canyon, Section 2, maintenance bond for roads, drainage, and erosion control, $271,000. Recommendation, extend in current amount for a period of 1 year. Item 13, Fox and Canyon, Section 2, maintenance bond for water, $13,514.69. Recommendation, release the bond. Item 14, Mcdaniel Estates, Section 1, performance bond for wastewater collection system, $169,000. Recommendation, extend in current amount for a period of 1 year. Item 15, Mcdaniel Estates, Section 1, performance bond for roads, drainage, and erosion control, $550,000. Recommendation, extend in current amount for a period of 1 year. Item 16, Mcdaniel Farms, Section 1, maintenance bond for roads, drainage, and erosion control, $430,000. Recommendation, extend in current amount for a period of 1 year. Item 17, Mcdaniel Farms, Section 1, performance bond for wastewater collection system, $169,000. Recommendation, extend in current amount for a period of 1 year. Item 18, Mcdaniel Farms, Section 1, maintenance bond for water, $79,350. Recommendation, extend in current amount for 1 year. Item 19, Southall Rural Retreat, performance bond for landscaping, $77,500. Recommendation, extended current amount for a period of 6 months. Southall Rural Retreat Wastewater Area, performance bond for wastewater treatment and disposal system, $124,700. Recommendation, extended current amount for a period of 1 year. Item 21, Southall Rural Retreat Wastewater Area, performance bond for wastewater collection, $409,000. Recommendation, extended current amount for a period of 1 year. Item 12, Southall Rural Retreat Wastewater Area, performance bond for landscaping, $29,645. Recommendation, extended current amount for a period of 6 months. Item 23, Swanson Ridge, Section 1, performance bond for landscaping, $60,000. Recommendation, extended current amount for a period of 6 months. Item 24, Swanson Ridge, Section 1, performance bond for roads, drainage, and erosion control, $521,000. Recommendation, extended current amount for a period of 1 year. And item 25, Waterleaf, Section 1, maintenance bond for roads, drainage, and erosion control, $300,000. Recommendation, extended current amount for a period of 1 year.
Thank you, sir. Is there a motion on consent?
Von Crohan, I move we accept staff's recommendation.
Brian Richter,
Father,
second.
We had a second. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Brian Richter, second.
Thank you. Motion made and seconded. Mike, call a roll.
Commissioner Crohan,
Yes.
Commissioner Baldry,
Yes.
Commissioner Hatcher,
Yes.
Commissioner Lathers,
Lathers, yes.
Commissioner McCord,
Recused.
oh yeah, of course. Thank you. Commissioner Richter,
Yes.
Commissioner Rose,
Yes.
Commissioner Sanders,
Yes.
Chairman Lackey.
Yes, motion carries. Thank you. All right, on to the agenda under old business, final plat review for Hillsborough Manor. Large lot easement subdivision containing 3 lots on 15.26 acres located on Hillsborough Road in the 9th voting district. Staff?
Lincoln Suite. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The subject parcel is approximately 15 acres in size and is located off Old Hillsborough Road, approximately 634 feet from Old Charlotte Pike. The applicant is requesting approval of a large lot easement subdivision in order to create 3 lots off a new 50-foot ingress-egress utilities easement. At this time, the applicant is requesting deferral to the October 2020 meeting to allow more time to address outstanding comments from county departments. Staff concurs with this request.
Thank you, sir. Motion to defer.
Don Crohan, move to defer.
Brian Richter, second.
Thank you. Mike, call the roll.
Commissioner Crohan,
Yes.
Commissioner Baldry,
Yes.
Commissioner Hatcher,
Yes.
Commissioner Lathers,
Yes.
Commissioner McCord,
Yes.
Commissioner Richter,
Yes.
Commissioner Rose,
Yes.
Commissioner Sanders.
Yes.
Chairman Lackey.
Yes, motion carries. Thank you. Continuing on our old business, agenda item 27, final plat review for Peytonsville Estates, large lot easement subdivision containing 6 lots on 34.57 acres located off of Peytonsville Arnold Road in the 2nd voting district. Staff?
This is Lincoln Suite again. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The subject parcel is approximately 35 acres in size and is located off Peytonsville Arnold Road, approximately 3/4 of a mile east of Cool Springs Road. The applicant is requesting approval of a large lot easement subdivision in order to create 6 lots off a new 50-foot ingress-egress utilities easement and 1 lot on Peytonsville Arnold Road. In order to allow more time to address staff's comments, the applicant has requested deferral to the October 2020 meeting.
Thank you, sir. Motion to defer.
Don Crohan, move to defer.
Lathers,
Brian Richter,
second.
We have a motion and a second. Mike, call the roll.
Yes, sir. Commissioner Crohan,
Yes.
Commissioner Baldry,
Yes.
Commissioner Hatcher,
Yes.
Commissioner Lathers,
Yes.
Commissioner McCord,
Yes.
Commissioner Richter,
Yes.
Commissioner Rose,
Yes.
Commissioner Sanders,
Yes.
and Chairman Lackey.
Yes, motion carries. Thank you. Continuing on old business, agenda item 28, concept plan review for High Park Hill containing 157 lots on 161.03 acres located off of Murfreesboro Road in the 5th voting district. Staff?
Darren Holmes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. I am reading from a revised report, which is on the screen in front of you and then was emailed to you earlier, as Mr. Madison indicated. This item was deferred at the August 2020 meeting in order to allow the applicant to locate a gas line easement on the property, the location of which would necessitate adjustments to the proposed layout. The gas line easement has since been located, and as such, minor adjustments to the development's layout have been made. The applicant is requesting approval of a 157-lot conservation subdivision in the Rural Development 1 zoning district. The review of a concept plan is the first stage in the development approval process. The required public hearing on this item was held on August 13th, 2020. However, per the recommendation of the county attorney, the public hearing will be reopened at the October 2020 meeting. Subject property totals 161.03 acres and is located on Murfreesboro Road, approximately 3/10 of a mile east of the intersection of Murfreesboro Road and Wilson Pike. The Kings Chapel Development and Sycamore Farms Event Center adjoin the property to the east. The site contains a number of natural resources, including moderate and very steep slopes, a stream, floodplain, and areas of woodland. Approximately 42% of the site is covered in tree canopy. The required 350-foot open space strip parallel to Murfreesboro Road and the required 150-foot open space strip around the perimeter of the property have been provided. The proposed development consists of 157 lots, which range in size from approximately 10,000 square feet to approximately 20,500 square feet. The overall density is 0.97 dwelling units per acre. 68% of the site will be preserved in open space, and 69% of the existing tree canopy will be retained. The roads within this development will be private. A traffic impact analysis was conducted by the applicant and reviewed by the county's traffic engineering consultant. Because a contract for the Highway 96 project has now been let, the TIA uses the capacity of the future 5-lane section in that analysis, which is permitted based on section 19.06 of the zoning ordinance. That zoning ordinance provision also states that the completion of the roadway project must precede the completion of the development. The TDOT contract specifies a project duration of 4 years. In order to align the pace of development with the projected pace of the roadway project, the county's traffic engineering consultant is recommending that the county only approve final plats for 25% of the total number of lots per year. This equates to 39 lots per year. Should the widened project schedule be altered, the number of lots allowed to be final platted may be adjusted to account for such alteration in the completion schedule. Access to the proposed development will be provided from 2 entrances from Murfreesboro Road, and both a left and right turn lane are to be constructed at the easternmost entrance. Within the development, the applicant is requesting a right-of-way width of 40 feet in order to locate sidewalks outside of the right-of-way, and a design speed of 25 miles per hour for internal roadways. Staff is in support of these requests. Water service will be provided by Millcrofton Utility District. Wastewater will be handled via a non-traditional wastewater treatment and disposal system, for which a revised site plan was approved at the August 2019 meeting to accommodate the capacity of this additional development. The current STEG collection system will continue to be utilized, but the existing sand filter treatment area will be abandoned and replaced with an AXMAX treatment system. An amended draft state operating permit has been issued by TDEC for the proposed system. A revised design development report was prepared by the applicant and submitted to the county. County's wastewater consultant has reviewed this report and is recommending approval. It should be noted that once detailed construction and engineering plans are prepared in conjunction with the submittal of a preliminary plat, changes to the layout, including the potential for a reduction of lots and relocation of drainage infrastructure, may be necessary. A landscaping plan will also be required. As mentioned previously, staff recommends action on this item be deferred until the October 2020 meeting in order to advertise the reopen public hearing per the recommendation of the county attorney.
Motion to defer.
Lathers, motion to defer.
Rohan,
Brian
second.
Richter, second.
And a second, motion made and seconded. Mike, call a roll.
Commissioner Cohan,
Yes.
Commissioner Baldry,
Yes.
Commissioner Hatcher,
Yes.
Commissioner Lathers,
Yes.
Commissioner McCord,
Yes.
Commissioner Richter, Commissioner Richter,
Yes.
Commissioner Rose,
Yes.
Commissioner Sanders,
Yes.
Chairman Lackey.
Yes, motion carries. Thank you. Continuing under old business, agenda item 29, concept plan review for a Duquette property containing 128 lots on 143.3 acres located off of Goosey Hill Road, in the 12th voting district. Staff?
This is Aaron Holmes. Thank you,
Mr.
Mr. Chairman.
Mr.
Yes,
Chairman,
ma'am.
Mr.
Yes.
Chairman, this is Sharon Hatcher. Because of a potential conflict of interest, I'm recusing myself of this agenda item.
Thank you, Sharon, for the record. Appreciate it. Go ahead, staff.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I am reading from a revised report, which is on the screen in front of you and emailed to you earlier, as Mr. Madison stated. This item was deferred at the August 2020 meeting because staff determined the submitted concept plan did not meet the open space width requirements as outlined in Article 14 of the zoning ordinance. The applicant has revised the concept plan in order to meet the open space strip width requirements. Changes include widening the open space strip along Long Lane and orienting the lots on the eastern side of the property so that homes can face Goosey Hill Road. The Long Lane entrance has also been shifted approximately 800 feet to the west. The applicant is requesting approval of a 128-lot conservation subdivision in the Rural Development 1 zoning district. The review of a concept plan is the first stage in the development approval process. The required public hearing on this item was held on August 13th, 2020. However, per the recommendation of the county attorney, the public hearing will be reopened at the October 2020 meeting. The proposed development consists of 128 lots, which range in size from 10,500 square feet to approximately 4 acres. The overall density is 0.89 dwelling units per acre. The subject properties total 143.3 acres and are located at the intersection of Long Lane and Goosey Hill Road. The site contains a number of natural resources, including moderate and very steep slopes, streams, and large areas of woodlands. Approximately 23% of the site is covered in tree canopy. Approximately 51% of the site will be preserved in open space, and approximately 70% of the existing tree canopy will be retained. The required open space strip around the perimeter of the property has been provided. The concept plan depicts an open space strip with a reduced width along Goosey Hill Road, which is permitted by section 14.04F of the zoning ordinance, as long as the homes within the reduced open space strip face Goosey Hill Road, and provide that a landscaping plan demonstrates that the homes within the reduced open space strip will be unlikely to be seen from the road once the proposed landscaping reaches maturity. In staff's opinion, the landscaping plan does sufficiently demonstrate that homes will be fully screened from Goosey Hill Road when the landscaping reaches maturity. All plant material reflected within the reduced open space strip must be installed prior to the submittal of the applicable final plat in which they may appear. Within the development, the applicant is requesting a right-of-way width of 40 feet in order to locate sidewalks outside of the right-of-way and a design speed of 25 miles per hour for internal roadways. Staff is in support of these requests. Water service will be provided by Millcrofton Utility District. Wastewater will be handled via a non-traditional wastewater treatment and disposal system for which a site plan was approved at the June 2020 meeting. Approximately 11.5 acres of the site will be utilized for the non-traditional wastewater treatment and disposal system, which includes the land application area, treatment facility, and storage pond. The proposed system will utilize recirculating sand filter technology to treat wastewater generated by the proposed subdivision. A certificate of convenience and necessity has been approved by the Tennessee Public Utilities Commission, and a draft state operating permit has been issued by the Tennessee Department of Environment and Conservation. A design development report, as well as a detailed soils investigation report, were prepared by the applicant and submitted to the county. County's wastewater consultant has reviewed this report and has concluded that all zoning ordinance requirements related to the non-traditional wastewater treatment and disposal systems has been met. It is staff's opinion that the combination of distance, topography, and existing vegetation will serve to adequately screen the treatment system from adjacent properties. A landscaping plan for the non-traditional wastewater treatment and disposal system has been submitted and approved. Property is subject to the traffic shed methodology as outlined in Article 19 of the zoning ordinance. The traffic shed analysis provided by the applicant indicates that the proposed number of lots is within acceptable limits based upon the capacity of existing roadways, and therefore off-site roadway improvements are not required. However, as discussed below, staff has asked the applicant to update the traffic counts used in this analysis to ensure compliance with traffic shed requirements. In response to a request by staff, the applicant has provided right-of-way in order to accommodate a potential realignment of the intersection of Long Lane and Goosey Hill Road. Per attachment 29-4, the county's highway department engineer believes that additional right-of-way beyond what the applicant has agreed to provide would be necessary in order to accommodate this realignment. Access to the proposed development will be provided by two entrances, one from Long Lane and the other from Goosey Hill Road. The traffic analysis provided by the applicant indicates that some vegetation on the development site will need to be removed in order to provide adequate sight distance based on the posted speed limit. Sufficient sight distance will need to be demonstrated at the preliminary plat stage. The County Highway Department has approved the location of the development entrances. Because this development will generate 50 or more peak hour trips, the applicant was required to provide an intersection analysis for the site entrances, which includes an evaluation as to the necessity of turn lanes into the development. The intersection analysis indicated that turn lanes are not warranted based on projected traffic volumes. However, following a request by staff, the applicant has agreed to install a right turn lane at both entrances to the development. These turn lanes are shown on the concept plan and will be incorporated into the conditions of approval for the development. It should be noted that once detailed construction and engineering plans are prepared in conjunction with the submittal of a preliminary plat, changes to layout, including the potential for a reduction of lots and relocation of drainage infrastructure, may be necessary. An additional landscaping plan for the perimeter open space strip will also be required. Following the August Planning Commission meeting, staff requested that the applicant reconduct the traffic counts utilized in the study so that the counts would reflect current traffic conditions on the affected roads. The applicant did revise the study, but only some of the counts were revised. County Highway Department's engineer has reviewed the revised study and concurs with staff that current traffic counts are necessary on all affected roads and that the study should be revised again to reflect the new counts. Based on the above, staff recommends that action on this item be deferred until the October 2020 meeting to provide sufficient time for the traffic analysis to be revised using current traffic counts. Additionally, per the recommendation of the county attorney, the public hearing will be reopened at the October 2020 meeting.
Thank you, sir. Motion to defer.
Lathers,
All in
motion to defer.
Von Crohan, second.
Motion made and seconded to defer. Mike, call the roll.
Commissioner Crohan,
Yes.
Commissioner Baldry,
Yes.
Commissioner Hatcher. Oh, I'm sorry, she recused, my bad. Commissioner Lathers,
Lathers, yes.
Commissioner McCord,
Yes.
Commissioner Richter,
Yes.
Commissioner Rose,
Yes.
Commissioner Sanders,
Yes.
Chairman Lackey.
Yes. Motion carries. Thank you. Continuing on the agenda under non-residential site plans, agenda item 30, non-residential site plan review for Redemption City Church on 30.91 acres located off Clovecroft Road in the 4th voting district. Staff?
This is Aaron Holmes. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The applicant is requesting approval of an approximately 34,000 square foot building for the Redemption City Church, as well as the associated parking. Wastewater will be handled by the City of Franklin. In order to allow more time to address City of Franklin's comments related to the sewer line extension, the applicant has requested action on this item be deferred until the October 2020 meeting. Staff concurs with this request.
Motion to defer.
Von Crohan, move to defer.
Ryan Richter, second.
Motion made and seconded. Mike, call the roll.
Yes, sir. Commissioner Crohan,
Yes.
Commissioner Baldry,
Yes.
Commissioner Hatcher,
Yes.
Commissioner Lathers,
Yes.
Commissioner McCord,
Yes.
Commissioner Richter,
Yes.
Commissioner Rose,
Yes.
Commissioner Sanders,
Yes.
Chairman Lackey.
Yes. Motion carries. Thank you. Under final plats, agenda item 31, final plat review for Falls Grove, section 7, reapproval containing 24 lots on 17.85 acres located off of Udaly Covington Road in the 5th voting district. Staff?
This is Aaron Holmes. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. A final plat for this section of the development was approved at the May 2020 meeting. All of the required bonds have not yet been posted, and as such, the approval of the final plat has expired. The applicant is requesting reapproval of the final plat. Staff recommends reapproval of this final plat with the same conditions that were established with the original approval.
Questions of staff? Comments? Discussion? Motion?
Ron Crohan, move to accept staff's recommendation.
Brian Richter, second.
Motion made and seconded. Mike, call the roll, please.
Commissioner Crohan,
Yes.
Commissioner Baldry,
Yes.
Commissioner Hatcher,
yes,
Commissioner Lathers,
Yes.
Commissioner McCord,
Yes.
Commissioner Richter,
Yes.
Commissioner Rose,
Yes.
Commissioner Sanders,
Yes.
and Chairman Lackey.
Yes, motion carries. Thank you. Continuing under final plats, agenda item 32, final plat review for Brooklands large lot easement subdivision containing 4 lots on 25.54 acres located off of Peytonsville Trinity Road in the 12th voting district. Staff?
This is Lincoln Sweet. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The subject property is approximately 26 acres in size and is located off Peytonsville Trinity Road, approximately 1/3 mile south of Crowder and Meeks Roads. The applicant is requesting approval of a large lot easement subdivision in order to create 4 lots off a new 50-foot ingress-egress utilities easement. At this time, the applicant is requesting deferral to the October 2020 meeting to allow more time to address outstanding comments from county departments. Staff concurs with this request.
Thank you, sir. Motion to defer.
Ron Crohan, move to defer.
Brian Richter, second.
Motion made and seconded. Mike, call the roll.
Commissioner Crohan,
Yes.
Commissioner Baldry,
Yes.
Commissioner Hatcher,
yes,
Commissioner Lathers,
Yes.
Commissioner McCord,
Yes.
Commissioner Richter.
Yes.
Commissioner Rose,
Yes.
Commissioner Sanders,
Yes.
Chairman Lackey.
Yes, motion carries. Thank you. Continuing on to final plats. Agenda item 33, final plat review for Everleigh large lot easement subdivision containing 4 lots on 22 acres located off Peytonsville Trinity Road in the 12th voting district. Staff?
This is Lincoln Sweet again. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Subject property is approximately 22 acres in size and is located off Peytonsville Trinity Road, approximately 1/3 mile south of Crowder and Meeks Roads. The applicant is requesting approval of a large lot easement subdivision in order to create 4 lots off a new 50-foot ingress-egress utilities easement. At this time, staff is recommending deferral to the October 2020 meeting since the applicant was unable to address all county comments in time for staff to be able to recommend approval at this meeting.
Motion to defer.
Ron Crohan, move to defer.
Brian Richter, second.
Motion made and seconded. Mike, call the roll. Thank you.
Commissioner Crohan,
Yes.
Commissioner Baldry,
Yes.
Commissioner Hatcher,
yes,
Commissioner Lathers,
Yes.
Commissioner McCord,
Yes.
Commissioner Richter,
Yes.
Commissioner Rose,
Yes.
Commissioner Sanders,
Yes.
Chairman Lackey.
Yes, motion carries. Thank you. Agenda item 34, final plat review for Camus subdivision containing 5 lots on 29.17 acres located off of South Carruthers Road in the 4th voting district. Staff?
This is Lincoln Sweet. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The subject parcel is approximately 29 acres in size and is located off South Carruthers Road across from Gallant Ridge Drive and approximately 1,000 feet west of Delta Springs Lane. The applicant is requesting approval of a large lot easement subdivision in order to create 5 lots off a new 50-foot ingress-egress utilities easement and 1 lot on South Carruthers Road. At this time, the applicant is requesting deferral to the October 2020 meeting to allow more time to demonstrate county regulations have been met. Staff concurs with this request.
Motion to defer.
Ron Crohan, move to defer.
Brian Richter, second.
Motion made and seconded. Mike, take the roll.
Commissioner Crohan,
Yes.
Commissioner Baldry,
Yes.
Commissioner Hatcher,
yes,
Commissioner Lathers,
Yes.
Commissioner McCord,
Yes.
Commissioner Richter,
Yes.
Commissioner Rose,
Yes.
Commissioner Sanders,
Yes.
and Chairman Lackey.
Yes. Motion carries. Thank you. We just set a new record for deferrals, I think. Other business, establishment of a performance bond for landscaping improvements for Cedarmont Farms Rural Retreat on 40.05 acres located off of Cedarmont Drive in the 12th voting district. Staff?
This is Aaron Holmes. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The Board of Zoning Appeals approved a request for a special use permit to allow a rural retreat extensive use on the subject property at the August 2020 meeting, and the site plan for this use has been reviewed by staff. However, due to the cost of the required improvements and pursuant to Section 16.07 of the zoning ordinance, a performance bond for landscaping improvements must be established by the Planning Commission prior to final site plan approval by staff. Staff recommends the establishment of a performance bond for landscaping improvements in the amount of $1,485.
Motion?
Move we accept staff's recommendation. Don Crohan.
Brian Richter, second.
Motion made and seconded. Mike, call the roll, please.
Yes, sir. Commissioner Cohan,
Yes.
Commissioner Baldry,
Yes.
Commissioner Hatcher,
Yes.
Commissioner Lathers,
Yes.
Commissioner McCord,
Yes.
Commissioner Richter,
Yes.
Commissioner Rose, Commissioner Rose,
Yeah. Yes. Sorry. Yes.
Commissioner Sanders,
Yes.
and Chairman Lackey.
Yes. Motion carries. Thank you. That concludes the agenda, folks. Didn't think we'd get through that quick, but we did. Everybody have a good evening. Goodbye.
Bye.
Take care.
Good night.